Welcome to today's update video, and here we have this tropical cure that's, there appeared to be some sheer bottoming earlier. Directions once again managed to ramp up across the center. You can see there's banning features of soil, humidity finds, like the alpha was improving in all directions. And even though this is a strained tropical storm, the CPHC recently increased the intensity of this thing to 60 knots. Based on it, which seems reasonable now based on the improved organization. And see, has a nice structure. Even though wind shear again is forecasted to increase somewhat in about 24 hours, I still think the system has a chance to become a hurricane, probably maintain its intensity for a while, and then eventually recurve, and eventually enter a more conducive environment. And then it's going to have a potential to become a strong tropical cycle. Whether it's too soon to say whether it will be in the Western Pacific or not. And I'll show global guidance later, but something to keep an eye on. Now, the main story right now is Hurricane Ignacio, which after becoming less organized earlier, has since then started to reorganize in the eye, maybe trying to clear. I'm starting to see the early hints of it. I might be trying to clear it at some point in the next few hours. As in the most recent frame, it starts to see a little bit of a clear eye. So we'll see if that trend persists, or we'll see if the eye quickly becomes cloudy again. The point is that after, it looks like the system probably had some issues with was dealing with some mid-level shear. It was dealing with some mid-level shear, and I think that's a beta now, and now you can see, there's also probably a dry air intrusion of some kind. You can kind of see in here, it kind of shrunk a little bit, looks like a little bit drier got entertained, it's quickly mixed out, even though the microwave presentation isn't as impressive as it was earlier. The stars have been a microwave pass on close to 6 hours now, so I think it may have improved since then. Even though the CDO is contracting a little bit, indicating that consolidating may be occur, because you can see more of like a true banning pattern, curve banning pattern has reemerged. I really don't see any signs of a clearing out on active work. Yeah, but you can see the cloud tops in the system are sufficiently cold. And I still think this system will intensify significantly over the upcoming days. It does have some dry intrusions, but I think the system will probably clear out, at least try and clear out an eye overnight, and maybe become a major hurricane overnight. And possibly make a run at Category 4 intensity late Friday into early Saturday. This isn't the only rapidly intensifying storm we have. We have Tropical Storm Jimena, which has also very quickly become better water. You can see a very, very excellent structure. So even though its inner core is it's a little bit drier, it's probably getting entertained with this too. You can kind of see it well and visible here how well organized this inner core is. And you can see some nice curved band pattern has emerged. It's pretty much wrapping all the way around the center, and the microwave presentation did show a partially formed inner core already, and that was several hours ago, like 8 hours ago. And since then, the system has continued to organize, so Jimena is likely nearing hurricane intensity. NAC has this at 50 knots, and the CPHC has Ignacio at 80 knots since Ignacio was recently moved into the CPHC warning zone. But back to Jimena, they have Jimena at 50 knots, and they have pretty rapid intensification over the next 25 hours. Because the conditions are pretty much perfect with very warm waters, very low wind shear, like around 8 knots, 8 to 10 knots of wind shear shouldn't cause any significant problem. The system should be able to create its own. Should be able to intensify and not in its inner core not get disrupted. You can see it has a nice structure. I'd like to see deeper convection before going too much on the Cat 5 bandwagon, but I do think a Cat 5 cannot be ruled out. And I definitely think the system would definitely become at least like a T6.5 or 125 knot tropical cycle at peak intensity. Especially if the way this organization trend continues. Let me refresh. You can see the upper level alpha is really impressive. It's fairly impressive on how it's expanding. You can see some good, nice alpha channel to the southwest. You can see it actually looks pretty beautiful if you look at RB top. Let's take a look at the model runs for a second. Alright, so here's what the GFS initialized. They probably under initialized a little bit on Jimena. They probably the right hand on Ignacio and Kilo, but the GFS is pretty steady intensification of Ignacio. They actually have a sub 950 millibar, two sub 5 950 millibar storms by hour 90, and you have a third system very near the Western Pacific. That would be Kilo, obviously, at near major hurricane intensity as well. Unfortunately, in this part, you can see it's not really hard, a little bit hard to tell. You can kind of see a little bit of a ridge right in here, and you can see a ridge to the north. And GFS has a system squeezing, threading the needle, kind of eroding this southern periphery of the ridge, creating a weakness in the ridge, while the system actually maintains intensity since the sea surface temperatures in this part of the world are well above normal. It looks like the Great Hawaiian Shear is elevated significantly, and as a result, they also have the storm kind of creating a weakness for will likely be Jimena, which could, if the GFS is correct, as I mentioned earlier, make around a Category 5 intensity, getting dragged off, and actually eventually has extratropical remnants of Jimena hitting northern California and southern Oregon. Hawaii still, however, probably still worth watching. Towards the end of the 12th, the European didn't even initialize properly on Jimena, so they keep it relatively weak. But with Ignacio, here's the kind of thing: they have a little bit of a stronger ridge near Hawaii, and the system they have a little bit more of a stronger trough. Let me actually compare the two. Let me look. I heard the ridges. The ridging strength comparison. I think it's a little bit stronger on. It's hard to tell, but I think it's a little bit stronger on the European run. But they also have a stronger ridge to the north as well, and as a result, there's really no gap, or weakness, or shortwave trough that would form between the two ridges, and as a result, the system is pretty much has to dive to the southeast, which could disrupt its inner core. It's also where, and eventually has the system interacting with the remnants, or it could be Kilo, once it gets closer to the date line, and also has. Even despite the poor initialization, has Jimena becoming a pretty robust hurricane, and has another Hurricane Kevin forming behind it. Let's look at some of the minor models pretty quickly. You can see, while some of the models have shifted north in the short term, some models are now starting to show this subtly dip. So like with the UK Met, FIM8, and FIM9, all to some extent or another showing this situation emerging. Anyhow, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy this. I still advise interest in Hawaii have to monitor Ignacio just in case there's any drastic ridge shift. Even though I think right now my opinion is the system will probably miss Hawaii, probably to its north or maybe to its south. But anyway, bye.